Hello, good day everyone, and welcome again to the Naval Aviator Diary Session 0161. And of course, if you're noticing right now, this is the background of my workplace. But anyway, I'm here to make my usual and my daily diary journal, my diary journal login session. So I'm just gonna tell on what happened to me this past or what happened to me on this past few days. I usually kept a log of my video journals. So anyway, before I begin, of course you can see at the background right now, my background, this is the workplace of my this is the workplace I currently worked at. So as you can see, it's a pretty wide open space here on the deck area. This is basically the deck area of the very large crude carrier, or basically it's let's just say it's an oil tanker ship. Now, sorry for the technical jargon, but that's the name of the ship that I'm working out on. It's called VLCC, very large crude carrier, but in layman's terms, it's basically just called oil tanker. So yeah. So I got a wide open spaces here because it's a VLCC, which ranges to be at least half a million tons in general. So pretty wide open spaces and workplace. It's almost flat compared to other ships that I worked at before. But anyway, I'm not here, of course, to describe my my workplace. I am here to describe this is officially my blog journal, video blog journal on what happened to me. So it's kind of like, think of it as a diary. Yeah, actually it is a video form of a diary. So anyway, here's what happened. Now that the discharge operation is over in Taiwan, the ship is now headed for Singapore for provisions, resupply and refuel, and of course the change of crew. Although the work in Taiwan is now over and things are back in maintenance work and up to normal, work schedules now. As much as we want to celebrate because it's already finished, my work contract for me here is just beginning, and I am still going to be here for about 8 months, maybe more. So in other words, it's gonna be a very, very long contract for me. So in other words, it's just my work has just begun. So I'm not really celebrating because there's more work to be done on that. Now, in any case, I've already adjusted the workflow situation here on board the ships. I'm pretty much accustomed now after at least a week and a half. Of course, it's already a week and a half since I arrived here on this ship. So pretty much I already know the workflow. Actually, the workflow was never an issue to me here because I've already worked here a lot of times on an oil tanker. I mean, since I became a sailor, I always work in an oil tanker, so I'm very familiar when it comes to the workflow here compared to my last ship, which was a shuttle oil tanker, which is I'm not familiar with that work. And it was a horrible experience, to be honest. But anyway, I'd like just to tell that since I'm already familiar with the workflow of the ship, the working situation here now at the moment is very much stable. I don't foresee any conflicts or any threats at the moment compared to my last ship. I think I'll be able to work here peacefully and without any problems at all. Like I said, the work situation here is very stable. I don't think that I would be encountering any problems here, as far as I know, of course. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, just give me a moment. Of course, sorry, I was just adjusting my videos. Sometimes, my background does change a lot. So anyway, like I said, the best part of it on working on this, the oil tanker in VLCC is that I have the freedom here and to move around without being spotted or being questioned, or at least not exactly questioned, but without any pesky crewmates that annoy me. I mean, at least for now, of course. I'm not sure the incoming crew here, if they're the incoming Filipino crew that will be arriving in Singapore will be problematic. But as far as I know, it's a big difference from what I worked at from my previous contract on the shuttle oil tanker, which was very problematic to me. Unfortunately, I could not show those past videos because it's more like an IRL in real life, and I wasn't into VTubing yet at that moment. So although I've already kept my confidentiality in that, my previous contract, let's just say I'm more preferring to be on the VTubing rather than using IRL. It's too much of a risk. But anyway, like I said, I think I'll be able to work peacefully here on this ship because I don't see any threats of any kind, at least as far as I know. So in comparison, this job may be a little bit low paying compared to my work what I was doing in the shuttle tanker, but definitely I'll definitely be working in the environment here, or the working environment here is much better. And I'll be honest, there is no price you can put on that if you're really able to work in peace and no one bothering you or no one harassing you, compared to of course my previous working environment in the shuttle tanker, where it wasn't very pleasant to say the least. People there are basically having issues with. They have attitude problems. Now here, I think everybody recognizes my I don't know, just the working environment on the shuttle tanker was very horrible for me on my last contract compared to this one. Here, people do respect me, and they do respect me, and they know that I'm already familiar with this working environment. Compared to, like I said, compared to the shuttle tanker I worked with the last workplace, I'm already, of course they all know that I'm already a sailor for quite some years, but people there are very disrespectful on my previous workplace, and let's just say they were very, aside from very obnoxious, they were very what do you call this, very annoying, and they insult me a lot. Yeah, in other words, they're kind of bullying me on my previous contract compared to this one. And this one, in case somebody tries to pull or gets smart enough to bully me, well, rest assured I'll be I'm familiar with the environment. I can fight back. Compared to the last one, those folks were, compared to my last workplace, my co-workers, they were basically sabotaging me on every turn. And the workplace and the work schedules or the working environment was definitely a black hole and wasn't very comfortable to me. Yeah, one more thing I could like to say is that here in the oil tanker, there are days off, so you get the weekends off, meaning Saturdays and Saturdays. Saturdays, your half-day work. Sundays, definitely days off, which is very nice, to be honest. Very, very nice. And nothing can put a price on that. My previous, my previous workplace, which was basically a big frack up, you don't basically get any days off on that, so it's really pressuring. It's not really pressuring, but it's really not worth it. They're not really, they're, for my previous contract was not really worth the price that they're paying me. So anyway, I usually work here. The working schedule here is much better. Like I said, the working environment is really good. So Mondays to Fridays, usual work. Of course, there's some occasions that if the ship has some sort of special operations, I'll be extending my work, which is pretty normal when you're working on the ship. Your working hours could be extended if there's a special working operations. But compared to the shuttle tanker, I'm sorry, I'm just keep saying my previous workplace because my previous workplace was not very comfortable to begin with, and I had a lot of problems with them. And working on the VLCC is a big a big upgrade on my working, or a big relief on working here rather than working there. And what can I say? It may not pay much, like I said, but it does. My working is less, less pressuring for me mentally and physically. So nobody can put a price on that. So yeah, it's a big improvement compared to I'm just simply saying that it was a big improvement from my last, my last contract. So anyway, that's what I'm saying right now. Now, in other news, some of my coworkers believe that our current crew here, I'm not gonna say which nationality because I might get branded as a racist or something like that, and we don't want that. Let's just say my current other crew members here, non-Filipino of course, were they would be very much relieved that the current crew members here, non-Filipino current crew members here, would be disembarking, because they kind of, I'm not gonna say anything because it might say racist, but I'm just gonna say that the Filipino crew here, the current Filipino crew here, is more relieved that some other nationals will be disembarking when we reach Singapore. And I don't want to make comments because it might make racist, but I myself agree on that. Not in the sense that I am a racist, I'm not a racist or anything, but it would be on my pragmatic, and it would be more, I'm viewing this in a pragmatic point of view. Honestly, I'm not a racist compared to other of my Filipino, or xenophobic compared to my other Filipino co-workers on board this ship. I treat people equally on board here, regardless of what their nationality is. Now, in my case, I'm just saying that it's more of a big relief that they'll be disembarking, on the pragmatic sense that that I would be able to, move. I would be able to move without someone looking at me. So in other words, what do you call this? I'm relieved because on the fact that it would be easier a lot for my movements and personal agenda to move around the ship and do a lot of filming for my vlogs. And in other words, it's a lot less hindrance. Of course, there's always a new problem if when the new crew arrives, fellow Filipinos will be arriving here as well on this ship. It's another issue, but for now, I think I would be much more comfortable without the current non-crew members here when it comes to filming, because I will do a lot of filming on this ship. I'm basically starting off from scratch because unfortunately I could not port most of my previous videos here because all of them are IRL. So most of my videos that I have to port with here is on the VTubing type, or more like I have to rebrand my channel to a VTubing one, which I think is okay because I don't have any questions with that, because it basically enhances my the protection of being anonymous, and protection of being anonymous, and cybersecurity thing and stuff. So yeah, for now, for the moment, I guess that's the only thing that I could add to my vlog journals. I would say that they would be a big relief if they disembark on Singapore. And there's a lot of weird customs here going on with, or weird, let's just say weird cultural thing in now culture on board the ship is, for everybody's information, is depends on what kind of ship you're at, or what majority nationality currently works at. So if it's a Filipino crew or majority Filipino crew, expect that the customs and culture here are somewhat Filipino-ish. So I'm more accustomed with that. Yeah, I know I may sound xenophobic, but I think I could handle more, well, cultural, I could handle more Filipinos rather than other nationals to be specific. But when it comes to working practice or working workflow, I'll rather prefer other nationals than my own kind. Because to be honest, I'll be saying this in real talk, having Filipinos on board can be a bit brutal and ruthless when it comes to working environment compared to other nationals. So work-wise or professional-wise, I prefer to be a mixed crew rather than all a majority Filipino. Of course, this that is the working culture, but socially, I think I prefer with my own kind. So anyway, I guess that's all for now on my vlog journals, and yeah, that's the only thing that I'll be logging off for now. So again, this is Operator 214. Have a great day, everyone, and see you again on my next vlog journal sessions. So bye bye for now. Bye bye. See you around, folks.